So Hedgehog. I'm a little hedgehog in a little village. I'm trying to open my first shop where I want to sell just a good little time. We're trying to sell stuff for other silly little critters just like me. As a hedgehog, we'll first have to come up with who we are. And of course we'll have to be that dapper little fellow in the picture. There's 100% we have to be. And I already thought about it for a split second, and Shrub is definitely what the hedgehog's name is. And Shrub lives in a small village called let's name after a stump. I think. I feel like it'll be around a little stump, like a cute little stump in the middle of the forest. Well, not a little one, but a gargantuan stump. Some that humans assumedly have cut down ages ago. Stump still remains. Well, let's just call it the stump shadow. Let's add two words together. That'll be the perfect little combination. Anything else we need? Yes, shrub. And then we'll have Stump Shadow. Is a quaint little village under/beside a huge stump. Which has been around for quite some time. It has been given from generation to generation. Hopefully for many generations to come. It has a variety of critters living within its reaches. It is on a small hill with some shrubbery to cover the small buildings that have been gathered around the stump. Perfect. How does this look on the stream? Let's see. That's pretty good. Could make it maybe a little smaller, the text. Let's go with 18. Yeah, perfect. Still readable. Still readable, but gonna be a beautiful time. Still readable, but small enough to fit more text. That's what I was trying to say. Brain no work good. Alright. What else do we need to know about our character? Also, we need to know a bit more about store and the village. And we wrote a bit about the village. And I don't think there's anything out of place yet that we would know. I think we'll experience and we'll find it out when we do start like having the first interactions with our customers. But shrub, yes. So the store. I think we'll also like ease into how Shrub will interact with their customers as we go. As we go forward. But the store has just been opened. Shrub has, after years of hoping and saving up, has finally been able to afford to open a new shop in the town his father used to live. Even though it wasn't in the on the so-called shopping street in the city, in the town. Shrub had always looked at his father's store with warmth. Prior to the sweater shop, not sweatshop, very big difference. They are doing what? Prior to the sweater shop, Shrub's father had, let's say, shoes. Had been making shoes. Was a bit father was a bit disappointed with Shrub wanting to pursue clothes rather than shoes, than making shoes. However, so let's put a enter in here in between. However, he never showed it to thank you. Alright, let's go with he never showed it too much, and instead he never showed it too much, but instead put his best effort forward. Put his best effort forward in trying to encourage Shrub to pursue his passion. Let's not make it too runaway sentence. So we have a supportive father, even though did not like the way the path that Shrub had been taken on. The store has a few leftovers that were not remodeled, even though the type of store has changed. Instead of taking down the shoe, from the storefront, he used the strings on it to hang a beautiful sweater. White, blue, and gold. Perfect. I think we have more or less the best setup we can have here. We have some idea, but we haven't gone too much into detail yet, so we can come up with it as it goes. Very good. Let's check in on the next step. And I'm pretty sure the next step is for us to start rolling dice. Technically, this wants us to use a playing card deck, but it is much easier for me to just use dice that I can have here on stream immediately. Although we'll have to reroll because it's only to 15 with the jokers in the deck. So let us roll. First of all, I guess let's roll how many customers we have on the first day, on the opening day. That'll be interesting to see. Where's my dice roller? There it is. So let's see. Let's make it up to 6. It is still a small town. Well, let's make it plus 1d. Well, I messed it up. Let's make it 1d4 plus 1 instead. So then we can go up to 5, but it's not necessarily too small either. So we'll have a minimum of 2. I don't feel like Shrub would have a really bad time with only 1 customer either. We're definitely looking at more than 1. Alright, let's see what the roll tells us. Plus 1. Alright, so I didn't count it as I wanted it to. I'll have to look into that a bit later. But anyway, so 4 customers. So we'll have a whole bunch of them. First opening day. Number of customers 4. And then let's do customer interaction 1. Do I have to enter it up and do it like this? I think I do. Let's do a bit further down so we can see a bit more. Perfect. So Shrub. First customer interaction, and then let's roll some 4d20 type action here. And go. Hope everything is under 15 and we'll be perfectly happy. Alright. So we'll immediately hit him with the jokers, aka the weird ones. So 15. So we'll do it in the order it says here. So first of all, we'll have immediately the most, well, let's call it not interesting customer, but the biggest customer. So we have, it says here, the head of a bear suddenly appears in your shop. The rest of them would be much too big to fit in your shop. They've heard about how good your sweaters are and would like to special order one in their size. So, as this is the first customer, we will have to, maybe from school, or maybe they're someone we know. Maybe they're one of our friends. I think that's definitely what I want. So, anyway, this just means we won't have any other customers today. So we'll only have this one. They want a custom order for a big one. So let's put in bear. Too big for shop. No other customers can show up. And alright, well, let's not write down more about that yet. Let's look into the next one. I already forgot where I was. It's hard to do multiple things at once, surprisingly. So 2 is next. They are a respected member of the town. What did this person do to become respected? Alright, so we know they're respected. They are a respected member of the town. What did they do to become respected? Question mark. Then I think it was 2. Next, 7. Sorry. We already did 2. 7. They are looking for They wanted to know if you had anything on discount. Maybe something nobody else wanted. Why did no one want this sweater? I'll copy it this time. Oh, that's not what we wanted to copy. I guess it doesn't want to be copied. Let's write it down then. They are looking for something on discount. Why did no one want this sweater? Did I do it right? Maybe something no one else wanted. Why did no one want this sweater? Yes. And finally, the color that we got going for us is 14. So it'll be, well, only 14 numbers what they are here, right? It starts at 1 and not, yeah, okay. Well, only 13 in that case. So I could have even done, I could have even done a D12. Well, it is what it is. And let us roll again then, yes. I think I'll do roll a D12. Then let's only roll one D12 here. See the color. Let us skip the kings, I guess. And jokers for further. For now. Might turn them back. So 10. So number 10 on the collar. That is gray. Sweater is gray. Alright, perfect. So we have a lot to know then about our first little fellow. And that is that he is a bear, first of all. And second of all, they are a respected member. They are looking for something on a discount. And we wonder why no one wanted the sweater, and the sweater is gray. So, as they are the first customer, we wanted them to be someone we know. Someone we know. A friend. Or something of that order. Let's build it up. So Shrub had opened the store, had flipped the sign, say open, on the glass door leading to his store. Let's use they. Leading to their store. He and then he immediately again. They were nervous, but excited nonetheless. A small ping at the bottom of the pit of their stomach. Was a constant reminder of the anxiousness of the day. It didn't take long. The bell clanged as a door opened. But before shrub could shout out the welcome they had practiced so many times in the mirror. He noticed the size of the customer. A big wet snout protruded inside the store. He'd shrub would recognize that snout anywhere. It was oh, be a good name here. It was something or other. Let's do the classic. I'll take something. It'll be just Ed. Ed the bear. It was Ed. Shrub's motivator through the years. The one who always believed in him, believed in them. No matter what the days past had run. Let's make these smaller. So let's have it like this, and we can bold this one so we can properly see what it is. Now let's continue. Where was I? The one who always believed in them, no matter what the days past had run. Shrub. Not to mention Ed had always been quite the helper in this small village of what is it called? Stump Shadow? Stump Shadow, yes. Small village of Stump Shadow. Ed had always been quite the helper in the small village of Stump Shadow. Due to his size, he could both protect and fix any bigger issues in town. And if that wasn't enough to make Ed a lovable character, he was always the first to show support for newcomers in town and the new businesses. Even though money wasn't his forte. Shrub could feel the knots untie in the pit of his stomach. Feel the knots tie at the pit of his stomach. He had, of course, known that Ed would show up. And we did he again. they had, of course, and there we also use his lair. And of course, knowing that Ed would show up, Ed was just supposed to be out of town for a few days. Ed shouted as he ran to hug the snout inside his store. Ed made sure Shrub was steadfast on his snout before taking it out. Ed was wearing a big goofy grin on his face. No words needed to be shared as the two shared a moment. Congratulations. Shrub. Congratulations, Shrub. You've finally done it. Ed said. Now, said, raising his hand, his front paw to hold Shrub a bit further away. They shared a few more words of whence and where before finally Ed came down to the meat of business. Let's do it like this. Scroll down. I'm here also to buy something. Ed trailed out. Shrub could sense some worry from his big friend. It's turning more into a... Not that this is not like exactly how solo journaling games work, but it's turning into quite the short story already. I'm here also to buy something. Ed trailed out, and then so what is a... So it's about him getting a big sweater, but not being sure about how he should portrays his friend here. As, of course, will take a lot of material for a big old bear. And as we already laid out, Ed doesn't have the most money. Alright, I think I got it figured out. Spit it out. Big fur ball. Shrub said, playfully. Tapping at Ed's nose. And I use his again from their big friend. Alright, this is looking good now. And then spit it out, big fur ball. Ed hesitated again, but did speak after length. I'd like to buy a sweater. I know. And I know you won't have one ready for me. I know I don't have the most money. So if there is anything used or anything, maybe something nobody wanted, maybe a test piece, and I'll buy that off you and gift it to someone else. Ed rambled on. Egged on further by each of his words. Shrub just laughed. Quieting the bear. Well, Ed's worried look didn't disappear. But it lessened any strain it had. Any strain. Any undue strain. Ed's expression had. Alright, let's do that. Don't you worry, old friend. I'll figure something out. Shrub said, pondering his options. He had, and I said his again, pondering their options. They had thought about it before, that surely Ed would ask. something. What the hadn't come up with any super good idea. Ed's words, however, contained the golden clue. Shrub, face lit up in a massive smile. Is it seeable here? Yes, smile, yes. I can take the little thing away. Call the dice. Oh yeah, let's just scroll it down a bit. Its words are contain the golden clue. Shrub's face lit up in a massive smile. I won't take early payment in don't you even dare offer. Shrub playfully wagged. Shrub, don't want to use playfully again? Sure, this is not a... I'm not trying to win a Nobel Prize in literature. Shrub playfully wagged his finger. However, I will make you a sweater. It won't be uniform. I will use every piece of unused yarn. Every little bit that gets cut off or doesn't fit into some other order I have. I'll dye all of it gray. And in half a year or so, just in time for winter season, I'll have you a brand spanking new sweater for you to wear. And I feel like this is completely a good stopping point for this Dale here. We don't need to get into any more reactions or anything of that regard. It does feel like pretty completed. I'll take a little sip and then I'll read first our prompt and then let's read through the whole thing. All right. So, I am sitting here at the... Yes, so go on again. So, one customer interaction. Well, we're supposed to have 4, but we hit the bear, so we only do 1. He's too big, and no other customers can show up. They are a respected member of the town. What did they do to become respected? They're looking for something on discount. Why did no one want this sweater? And the sweater is gray. The unsaid thing about the gray bit is like gray is... I don't know if it is to say like all colors become gray. Or brown, I guess, rather. But let's say they'll color it gray. Because it's cheap to make gray in this world and they want to paint it gray. So that's the secret there. Alright, let us read the whole excerpt here. Shrub had flipped the sign to say open on the glass door leading to their store. They were nervous, but excited nonetheless. A small ping at the pit of their stomach was a constant reminder of their anxiousness of the day. It didn't take long. The bell blinked as the door opened, but before Shrub could shout out the welcome they had practiced so many times in the mirror, he noticed the size of the customer. A big wet snout protruded inside the store. Shrub would recognize that snout anywhere. It was Ed, Shrub's motivator throughout the years. The one who always believed in them, no matter what the days past had wrought. Not to mention Ed had always been quite the helper in the small village of Stump Shadow. Due to his size, he could both protect and fix any bigger issue in town. And if that wasn't enough to make Ed a lovable character, he was always the first to show up support for newcomers in town and new businesses, even though money wasn't his forte. Shrub could feel the knots untie at the pit of their stomach. They had of course known that Ed would show up. Ed was just supposed to be out of town for a few days, hence the surprise. "Ed!" Shrub shouted as he ran to hug the snout inside his store. Ed in hand made sure Shrub was steadfast on his snout before taking it out. Ed was wearing a big goofy grin on his face. No words needed to be shared as the two shared a moment. "Congratulations, Shrub. You've finally done it," Ed said, raising his front paw to hold the Shrub a bit further away. They shared a few more words of whens and where before finally Ed came down to the meat of business. "I'm here to also buy something. Ed trailed out. Shrub could sense some worry from their big friend. "Spit it out, big furball," Shrub said, playfully tapping at Ed's nose. Ed hesitated, but did speak after length. "I'd like to buy a sweater. I know. I won't have one ready for me. I know I don't have the most money, so if there's anything used or anything, maybe something nobody wanted, maybe a test piece, and I'll buy that off you and gift it to someone else," Ed rambled, egged on further by each of his words. Shrub just laughed, quieting the bear. The bear. Ed's worried look didn't disappear, but it lessened any undue strain Ed's expression had. "Don't you worry, old friend. I'll figure something out," Shrub said, pondering their options. They had thought about it before, that surely Ed would ask for something, but they hadn't come up with any super good idea. Ed's words, however, contained the golden clue. Shrub's face lit up in a massive smile. "I won't take early payment. Don't you even dare offer." Shrub playfully wagged his finger. "However, I will make you a sweater. I will use every piece of unused yarn, every little bit that gets cut off or doesn't fit into some other order I have. I'll dye all of it gray. And in a half a year or so, just in time for the winter season, I'll have you a brand spanking new sweater for you to wear." And that is day one. Very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Reading is... I don't know if I'm speaking differently when I do this thing. I'm 100% sure I speak a bit more louder, I guess. Or put in more effort, at least. But it's a bit heavy on the voice, for sure. So, water break. Or energy drink in this case. All right. Next day or next set of customers then. And we'll see what that does for us. Can I do something like this? Let's do like that. Yes, all right, perfect. Let's do like this. So next day, let's see if it's as long as the whatchamaword as the first one, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be a bit smaller segment, but we'll see. All right, next day. Start by rolling us a d4. Straight up a d4, and let's see how many we get. That's 3 customers. I could also change the name of this to Sweaters by Hedgehog. And also shrub. Customers set 2. Oops. All right, bold it like that. And then let's do customer amount 1. Not 1, but 3. 3 is the number I rolled. Then the second one we want is to just start rolling, I guess. So let's take customer 1. And let's roll d12s, as I said. So 4 d12 this time. Let's go from 1 to 12, so let's skip kings and others. Alright. It's a lot of 8s. 8, 8, 9, 10. Wait, does it go in number order? It shouldn't, right? No, the last one wasn't, so for sure not. Alright, creature type 8, a lizard. So, a lizard. That's right, in a row. It's a bit easier on the eyes. A lizard, and we were at 8, 8, 8, 9. 8. They try to talk you into a discount. Do you give it to them? Let's put an underline anyway. They try to talk you into a discount. Do you give it to them? Question mark. And then we're at 9. They're going on a hike and need something durable. Where are they going? Have they done a hike this before? They are looking for something durable. They are going on a hike. Where are they going? And have they gone on something like this before? And finally, 10 for color, so it'll be gray again. All right. And let's go back to the 12 on that one and continue here. Perfect amount. Let's do, or swap that around a bit. Just keep the dragon there like that. Perfect. So, yes, let us put our dice away so we can write in peace. So we have a lizard who tries to talk us into a discount. They want something durable. They're going on a hike. Where are they going? Have they done something like this before? Huh. It's pretty interesting. So where would a lizard go? Well, I guess we don't have to think about it in exact lizard terms either. I don't see where this would be. Let's say they would go on... Yeah, let's not think about any predators or anything, so we won't have to worry about going out in the open or anything. So, but I think they would want to walk on the coastline. Let's think like cliffs in Ireland. I don't remember where. Cliffs of Dover, anyway, where they are, but something like that. So like a sheer cliff with a sheer drop then down to the water, or a small beach down below. Have they gone somewhere like this before? I don't really know. Maybe we should go into the same type of thing as we have with shrub itself. A shrub is, or like has their father shop they took, but they didn't take exactly the thing. But let's do the same thing then. So in the way of the lizard then has lost either parent within the last half year, a few months. And their hobby, or something they always talked about, was how a very important part of their life was a hike they took to the cliffs. Let's come up with a good name for that as well. Hike they took to the cliffs. But they can't help even though it's something important to them, they can't help their nature, but have to try to get the discount, even though it's something they need and for an important thing. All right. One more sip. And then let's get down to business. Perfect. So, let's start with let's say it's a pretty busy day. The bell on the door had been going off almost non-stop. Schwab was quite tired already, even though only a few hours had gone into the workday. They loved talking to customers, as almost all were people he knew of, or someone, or they knew someone he knew. Especially very many of them remembered Shrub's father. That's a good cue. I'll bring that into the thing as well. Shrub took a second in the back room, leaned against the wall, closed their eyes, and summoned their best expression. And energy. Without dialing for too long, I was like, or someone he knew. I knew there was a he there somewhere. I felt it. Was my spidey sense was tingling. Haha, another one. Without dialing for too long, Shrub entered the store floor and spotted his latest customer. A brown-gray lizard. A garden lizard kind. Something we as humans. No, it's not. That's too specific. To location, locale. So without dialing for too long, Shrub entered the store floor and spotted his latest customer, a brown-gray lizard. A garden lizard kind. And someone Shrub was only mildly acquainted with. The lizard was called, let's go with Nelly. Nelly. And was the daughter. And was the daughter of Shrub's fathers. Oh, what word would I use here? He was called Nelly and was the daughter of Shrub's fathers. Not companion, because they're not dating. Not compatriot either, it doesn't seem. Father's friend. Shrub's father's close friend. So that's just like such a mouthful, but I guess it's my fault for not naming Shrub's father. Was the daughter of Shrub's father. I'll just use father. We used this before, so. Was the daughter of fathers. Of a father's close friend. Oh, there you go. So exactly. The two of them had only seen each other in passing before. They exchanged quick greetings. Exchange quick greetings before Nelly asked about... Before Nelly shared a piece of news. Nelly's father... let's go mother. Nelly's mother had passed away a few months ago. Her presence here was due to the last story her mother imparted on her. Was a story Shrub was also well acquainted with. Father and Nelly's mother had been avid hikers. This trip was the one This trip was the one Shrub could recount by heart. It was a trip to the sheer cliffs of water break doesn't sound good. Let's call it just Stonefall. So in essence, I have decided to try the trip my mother talked so much about. I never was into hiking. Never much was much. Let's use much here. Scroll, scroll, scroll. After Nelly said, and after a small pause, and showing their lizard fingers, toes. And pointedly looking at her. Pointedly looking at her spindly self. Continued. This body wasn't made for such. Made for no long distance. Not any distance longer than the one required for the basics of living decent. I remember the story all too well. My father used to laugh about laugh when he told about the little lizard that couldn't. Shrub said, smiling gently. You rode on your mother. You walked only 7 steps the whole way, he said. Riding on your mother's back for the rest. Well, I'd like to think it was at least 8. At least 8 steps. Smiling slightly as well. Anyway, it's cold this time of year, and knowing my shape, it will take a few more days than what my mother would have used to traverse it. Please, a gray old sweater to match mine. Shrub took a gander to the small and thin section. There was a sizable population of lizards around, and Shrub was a hard worker, always having time to create more pieces. There was a good supply of clothes to fit any lizard. It's becoming pretty long again, but it is what it is. We're here to tell a story, not to think about word count. This is not for school. I'm here to enjoy myself, creating a good, cool story. Alright, so where were they? Supply clothes to fit a lizard. Under a few pieces of garment, Shrub found the perfect match. Was a mostly gray sweater, small in size, and had a neat pattern on it. One Nelly would appreciate. This one's perfect. Nelly said. Said some tears welling in her eyes. Shrub had made this piece with the same pattern Alice's mother had. On her back. What else? That's some tears welling here. Tears. Just tears, not some tears. Tears welling in her eyes. Shrub had made this piece with the same pattern Nellie's mother had on her back. Sure. It feels like an affront to even ask at this point, but I can't help it. I have to. Can I get a discount? Shrub. With one condition. Shrub said instantly. Having already thought of the idea earlier. While rummaging through the lizard section. And the lizard clothing section, not the lizard instrument section. That's a different thing. This lizard is an actual instrument. A funny little instrument or that. We'll go on the trip together to honor our parents. Of course. It would be lovely. And I feel like that is also a perfect place to end this one. Is it as long as the first one? Let's see. So the first one is 547 words, and the second one is 514. So it was shorter. So I wasn't wrong when I said I was gonna be shorter. But it is shorter. All right. Whew. Let's first again. So they try to talk you into this is a lizard. They try to talk you into a discount. Do you give it to them? They're looking for something durable. They are going on a hike. Where are they going? And have they gone on something like this before? And gray. All right. I think we got it all. We got a lot more. There's been a very wholesome, well, I mean, the category, of course, itself with a Sweaters by Hedgehog and with this cute-ass cover. definitely lends itself to a wholesome story. But a lot of the solo journaling seems to deal with some heavy topics, so it is nice to play with some softer ones as well. I don't know if heavy and soft are opposites in this case. Light topics, I guess. Although I mean, death is never a super light topic, but in this case, I think it's handled pretty cleanly and nicely. Alright. Drank it all. I don't have anything to sip from. Alright, let's read this one. And then I'll take a tiny little break to grab some more water. And let's read. So, the second batch of customers. Oh, we are supposed to make 3 of these. Oh, yeah, I might have been a bit overkill for this. So let's do just one at a time. Don't have to care about the rules in that sense. It would be... I guess this would be cool to play with some players as well. Do the interactions as like roll a customer up, and we'll see like how the story develops, like a bit of improv. Alright. But the bell on the door had been going off almost non-stop. Shrub was quite tired already, even though only a few hours had gone in the workday. They loved talking to customers, as almost all were people they knew of, or they knew someone Shrub knew of. Very many of them remembered Shrub's father. Shrub took a second in the back room, leaned against the wall, closed their eyes, and summoned their best expression and energy. Without dallying on for too long, leaving the customer alone, Shrub entered the store floor and spotted his latest customer, a brown-gray lizard. A garden lizard kind, and someone Shrub was only mildly acquainted with. The lizard was called Nellie, and was the daughter of a father's close friend. The two of them had only seen each other in passing before. They exchanged quick greetings before Nellie shared a piece of news. Nellie's mother had passed away a few months ago. Her presence here was due to the last story her mother imparted on her. It was a story Shrub was also well acquainted with. Father and Nellie's mother had been avid hikers. This trip was the one Shrub could recount by heart. It was a trip to the sheer cliffs of Stonefall. So in essence, I have decided to try the trip with my mother talked so much about. I never much was into hiking, Nellie said, and after a small pause, and pointedly looking at her spindly self, continued. This body wasn't made for no long distance, not any distance longer than the one required for the basics of living decent. I remember the story all too well. My father used to laugh when he told about the little lizard that couldn't, Shrub said, smiling gently. You walked only 7 steps the whole way, he said, riding on your mother's back for the rest. I'd like to think it was at least 8 steps, Nellie said, smiling slightly as well. Anyway, it's cold this time of year, and knowing my shape, it will take a few more days than what my mother would have used to traverse it. Please, a gray old sweater to match mine. Match mine color on her back. Shrub took a gander to the small and thin section. There was a sizable population of lizards around, and Shrub was a hard worker, always having time to create more pieces. There was a good supply of clothes to fit any type of lizard. Under a few pieces of garment, Shrub found the perfect match. It was a mostly grey sweater, small in size, and a neat pattern on it. One Nelly would appreciate. This one's perfect, Nelly said, tears welling in her eyes. Shrub had made this piece with the same pattern Nelly's mother had on her back. It feels like an affront to even ask at this point. But I can't help it. I have to. Can I get a discount? With one condition, Shrub said instantly, having already thought of the idea earlier while rummaging through the lizard section. We'll go on the trip together to honor our parents. Of course. It would be lovely. Perfect. That's a great little story. And a good place to end. At least the start, if not the story of Shrub the Hedgehog. A very, very nice story. I did like writing it, reading it, and all of it. Very cool to tell stories. Very, very cool. Alright, I had a blast. Anyway, a quick little break. And I will be back.